baby, where did our love go? And all of your promises of our love forevermore. I've got this burning, yearning feeling inside me. Oh, deep inside me. It hurts so bad. For you were my heart. You were a perfect lover. But now that you got me, you wanna leave me behind.
And that sweet butter was so good. I can still taste it. Tastes like turnstile.
Like fresh churned sweet butter, but with less fat and no cholesterol. Country Crock Churn Style, the taste of sweet butter from the farm.
I'm Joe Rivera. I play the drums. I work out every day. And after the Marines, had a lot of different jobs. But nothing you really call a career. I heard about ECPI and I thought computers. There's a career that won't go away. The courses were not pushovers. Got a great job. Setting computers for food chains. My family's very proud of me. You really can't beat ECPI.
If you want a career that can take you somewhere, this is where to start. Call now for a free brochure.
The Republican Senate battle heats up. The story at 11.
You're watching NBC.
No kidding, Ronnie. You know, I'm real lucky. I get to ditch that math test. And you get more attention than anybody. And the food is so great. Oh.
When was the last time I walked into a room and didn't find both of you laughing at some secret joke?
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Ryan.
Hi, Ronnie.
How are you guys doing?
We're fine.
How are you, Dolphin?
I'm okay. When are we going home?
As soon as the operation's complete, sweetheart, we'll be out of here.
Is Kim gonna be all right, Mom?
Of course she is, Ronnie.
Yeah, that artificial heart should make her as good as new.
Thanks for coming by, you guys. Both of you.
We all needed the support and a miracle or two.
Well, we wanted to be here, Alan. Kimberly's been like family since she and Ronnie were babies.
You know, Karen and I always knew that Kim would ultimately need the heart surgery. We just never expected it to happen when she was still so young.
But the good news is the synthetic heart is on its way. It'll be here any minute.
Yeah, according to what I've read, that heart's going to revolutionize medicine.
It arrived by air from New York, and it's en route now from the airport by armored car.
Dr. Davis, please...
You know, I'm almost afraid to think that everything's going to be okay.
Dr. Davis, please report to the cast room.
There it is. It's here.
Oh, already?
I want to see it. What's going on, Ronnie?
Parked around tonight.
I got someone stealing the heart.
Hold it right there!
Do this to Kim? Mom? Dad? What happens now?
The day after tomorrow. A time when criminals rule the city. The only weapon that can stop them needs a driver.
A man without a memory can be supplied with one. After a little cosmetic fine-tuning, he'll be our driver.
Let's initiate changeover.
3, 2, 1, activate. The most wanted man on wheels is about to change sides. Now, against a corrupt system, a lone fight for justice. Viper is taking back the streets.
Saturday only, Sears opens early at 9 a.m. for our Customer Appreciation Sale. That means 10% off everything, including an extra 10% off everything that's already on sale. 10% off all appliances, all electronics, all apparel, all hardware, all lawn and garden, in every department. If it's already reduced, that's another 10% off. 10% off everything for one day only, starting at 9 a.m. for our Customer Appreciation Sale. Saturday only at Sears.
Communication is not crucial to our business. It is our business.
I have a pet peeve about people who don't return phone calls. So if you don't hear from me, you can rest assured I'm probably dead.
Century 21, rated best at selling homes.
Lobster.
Red Lobster.
Now get 2 Maine lobster tails surrounded by fried shrimp and scampi. Our lobster and 18 shrimp special, just $11.99 at Red Lobster.
This Sunday and every Sunday, discover a time and a place filled with wonder. As far away as your imagination can take you, yet as close as your dreams. It's something to share with family and friends. Come on in. The water's fine. Sequest 8/7 Central, NBC Sundays.
Monday, when the Fresh Prince throws a wild party, Uncle Phil does what he knows best.
Philip Banks versus Will Smith.
Oh, boy. The Fresh Prince, NBC Monday.
Hi, I'm John LaRoquette.
And I'm Marshall Warfield.
We're working together again for the first time since our old series, I Spy.
That's right.
Tuesday night at NBC, The John LaRoquette Show.
We're going to shoot some bad guys.
Play a little tennis.
Well, maybe not, but it is the comedy reunion you've been waiting for.
This is very, very cool.
It's a night court reunion when Marshall Warfield joins John LaRoquette, NBC, Tuesday.
The hospital's doing what it can. You need to get a little rest.
Rest? We are talking about my daughter here, Julian. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just that in situations like this, Karen's the strong one. I lose control.
Kim's got the best doctor in the city. He's doing all he can.
What about the police? What are they doing?
Came as soon as I got your call, Julian.
Alan, this is that friend of mine I was telling you about. He's offered to help.
If the police can't get that heart back, how can you?
It's my own resources. Just give me a chance, Mr. Wright. I heard a pretty garbled report about the ripoff on the news. Any idea why someone would steal an artificial heart?
Well, for starters, it's a one-of-a-kind prototype. The heart's a melding of synthetic flesh and nanomechanics, about as state-of-the-art as you can get.
Alan's daughter, Kimberly, has a rare tissue-degenerating heart disease. She was chosen in the national lottery to be the first recipient.
Any word from the thieves? Ransom demands, maybe?
Not a word. According to Metropole, no one's called. The heart's vanished.
So it might be a rival manufacturer?
Or just a thief looking to make a profit, selling to the highest bidder.
Or someone who needs the heart personally.
That heart, it's her last and only chance.
I understand. I'll do whatever I can.
Whoever stole that heart from Kimberly doesn't have one of his own.
How many takers do we have in tonight's auction, Mr. Stathis?
I'm working on it.
I hate this town. Can't wait to hit the road and get the hell out of here.
We've got 6 bidders lined up right now. They've all paid the admissions fee, and they know how to log on for the auction.
Still waiting on Mr. Johansson?
Oh, yes, he's jetting in from Sweden to participate in the bidding personally. Though, frankly, I think he'd rather be bidding to buy you.
If he's too cheap to call ahead from his private 747, what the hell is he doing in this transaction anyhow? You call his people and tell them he's got 5 minutes to come up with the entry fee, or he's out.
I liberated the security videotape from the hospital. Now, as you can see, the thief is too heavily disguised for any kind of identification.
What about the accomplice on the bike?
Can I tell you something, Joe? You're stepping all over my presentation here.
Frank, you were racing against time. What's the story?
His name is Lou Stathis, and his rap sheet's already into volume 2. The wonder he is. He's strong on muscle, kicked a lot of butt in the Midwest, but he's also a computer hacker of some notoriety.
Stathis is the guy who terrorized the data web from behind bars a few years back.
Correctamundo, amigo.
What the hell's the data web?
It's an underground computer bulletin board for trading information.
This stuff can't be dealt with through normal channels, you know, like between police and informants.
Stathis is a genius at breaking and entering any kind of computer security system.
So, if a deranged duck like Stathis is driving getaway for our thief...
Then whoever snatched the heart is more dangerous than he is.
I've got connections on the data web that have owed me favors for years. This seems as good a time as any to collect.
We're about to start the bidding, ladies and gentlemen. I will not tolerate any waste of my time. The heart is unique. Another prototype won't be available for at least another 6 months. Far too long, I'm sure, for any of our bidders to wait. Shall we open at, say, $5 million?
I'll take the minimum.
I expect serious competition here, so you better be quick with your bids and ante up. There's not going to be another chance. And if your bids aren't more substantial, I'll simply terminate the auction.
6 1/4.
It's 6,500,000.
All right, 7 million.
Too rich for my job.
7 3/4.
I'll go 8 1/4.
Man, I told you guys, 1% of this job would make you rich.
Don't count your money till it's in your wallets.
My data web informant tells me that Stathis has been locked into this outlaw network all night. And what he does is he hacks into the computer network and creates electronic barriers that can only be crossed with a password.
Which we don't have.
True, but we've got me.
True. Why don't I just go out and triangulate their signal in the Defender?
Because that'll eat up valuable time we don't have. If I can slip through the scramble gate, we can tap directly into their modem lines.
Hello. Miss Aarongraf. Someone's trying to break in.
It's probably Johansson. Get rid of him.
Adelante.
Got him, Miss Aarongraf. Blew him to pixels. Nobody breaks in.
Damn it, Julian, they nailed you. Now what?
Relax, Joe. He got my decoy. As far as Stathis knows, he nailed it. We'll be inside in a minute. Just have to unlock a few more codes here. And we can eavesdrop on their every word.
9 million.
Julian, you are a genius.
We'll go another quarter.
Yeah, well, just don't let it get around.
9,500,000.
9 3/4. $10 million.
10 1/4. 10 1/4. We'll go 10 3/4.
45 withdrawals.
Ay, que se yo no puedo. Withdraw. Under 12 million. Go 12.5.
Survival of the fittest. Now, who wants this heart the most?
$14 million.
It will be over in a moment.
I'm not authorized to go.
Sold to bidder number 6. $14 million. $7 million in advance. No checks, please.
When and where do we meet?
Patience number 6.
If we could afford patience, you wouldn't be getting $14 million.
As we agreed, you wired the funds into my bank account. Meet me tomorrow afternoon at the Metro Museum of Art. 3:46 exactly.
The password is, I always preferred the Cubist period. Send one man, unarmed, L58P.
What's with these numbers?
Anyone who can come up with that kind of cash is going to want to remain anonymous.
Bar's got another 5 minutes. Looking at your watch every 5 seconds isn't going to make the time go by any faster.
I've always preferred the Cubist period.
I expected you to be punctual to the minute, as I asked. But if I knew it was going to be you, Peyton, I would have come sooner. You always did like to show up a little early, check things out.
I made great time. I'm on a very tight schedule. Where's the package?
This must be a real come down for you, huh, Peyton? Glorified errand boy?
I'm in a hurry.
You're in a hurry? That's what you said when I took the fall for the diamond exchange job. Remember that? When you came rushing in and kept me from taking out that guard? You walked away scot-free. I did 6 years in federal prison.
I've always preferred the Cubist period. I've always preferred the Cubist period. Hello?
I said 3:46 exactly, Peyton. You're a little early. He's right on time.
What's going on here?
I paid $7 million up front. Now I want that heart.
Well, if someone could tell me the name of the bank that the money was transferred into.
It's the bank. Come on, pal. Why don't you and me go take a look at the neuromatics, huh?
From Walt Disney Pictures, the Mighty Ducks present The 3 Rules of Hockey. Never underestimate your opponent.
Want to ease up a little bit? Thought I'd ask.
Never take your eye off the puck.
That hurt.
And never stop believing in the Mighty Ducks.
Quack Attack is back, Jack!
Emilio Estevez, D2. The Mighty Ducks are back. Rated PG. Starts Friday, March 25th at a theater near you.
Yeah?
Daddy, I want to have breakfast with you.
Sorry, big guy, no time this morning.
Look in your case.
Kellogg's Nutri-Grain bar is now in peach.
Looks like some healthy hint from Mommy.
I got one, too.
Delicious crust with whole grain, no preservatives, and filling with real fruit.
Peach.
Do you love it?
I do.
We're having breakfast, Daddy.
Yeah.
Can we do lunch?
Kellogg's Nutri-Grain bars, now peach. Start your morning off right.
Diet Dr. Pepper, the taste you've been looking for.
I got a Michael Jordan MVP cup and Michael's favorite burger from McDonald's. He's bound to let me play one-on-one.
Hurry into McDonald's today for Michael's favorite extra value meal, the Double Big Mac. And for 39 cents more, supersize it or any extra value meal for more fries and more drink. And get an MVP collector cup free.
Charles, you shouldn't have.
So what do you say?
Just this once.
What you want is what you get.
To my dear friend Charles.
At McDonald's today.
Saturday, secret desire, come here, becomes reality. Jealousy turns friends into rivals.
You're the one who got my boyfriend. Did I?
And a mother's love can't stop a father's revenge.
I want my son, and I'm going to get it.
No, you're not.
From Aaron Spelling, there's a place called Winnetka Road, NBC Saturday.
Hi, I'm Linda Richmond, and I'm schwitzing because Helen Hunt and Snoop Doggy Dogg will be hosting Saturday Night Live. I got spilkus in my Connecticut zoinks.
That's right, I'm with her now. You can release the remaining $7 million.
I have to hand it to you, Miss Aaron Graff. You think of everything. That fake heart, stroke of genius.
Always prepared for any eventuality. After that attempted break-in at the bidding, I thought we might have trouble, but I never thought it was going to be Michael Payton.
I notice there's no love lost between you two.
Payton cost me too many years behind bars to ever forgive.
I've released the funds. Now where is the heart?
Patience, Dr. Daniels. It's in the trunk. Why are you still shaking, little man?
I'm afraid Mr. Price didn't tell me to expect this sort of thing.
Leonard Price? How interesting.
It won't be necessary to tell him that I mentioned his name, will it, Miss Aaron Graff?
Tell me, Dr. Daniels, are you getting a percentage of this job from Mr. Price?
I'm his doctor. He's a very sick man.
So the heart is for him?
Yes.
I understand he treats all his employees like cattle. Is that true?
He can be difficult to deal with, yes.
Well, I've got an idea for this heart that'll make $14 million seem like small change. Are you interested?
Just one moment. Are you suggesting something criminal?
You've already crossed the line, pal. Grand theft, transporting stolen goods, condemning a child to death. All for the sake of putting a new ticker in some crazy old man. Might as well get rich in the process.
You've got to hold it together, Alan. For you and Karen, as well as for Kimberly.
I know, Mara, but it hurts to be held up so high and dropped like a stone.
Joe and Julian are doing everything they can to find that heart.
Where are they, anyway?
They're around.
Dr. Pearlstein to cardiac.
Look, you traced the winning bidder's signal somewhere in the city, right?
Right, within a 10-mile radius of downtown.
So if he's been a coronary patient, he's probably on record here.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
Of course it'll work. I'm just annoyed you gotta wear the clothes with no back. Any better ideas?
No. Still like to know how you got these outfits.
You don't want to know. So Kimberly's condition is deteriorating rapidly.
Yeah, no, the poor kid slipped into a coma.
Listen here. Just check these hospital records. Maybe a recent coronary patient.
Not many people could afford $14 million to save his own life.
It would be so cruel to let a little girl die.
Every door isn't always locked, you know.
Old habits die hard.
Your boys are ready to take over here?
They're on their way.
All right, cuff these idiots, then tell Daniels to call up the nurses and meet me outside of Price's bedroom.
Where the hell is Dr. Daniels? He called for the funds transfer over an hour ago. It's about time. You'd better get that damned heart inside me, and fast.
Don't you even have a twinge of conscience, old man? That little girl's as good as dead without this heart.
With everything I've given the world, I deserve that heart more than some juvenile delinquent.
That's what I thought you'd say.
My sense of humor is fading rapidly, young woman. Give me my heart.
It's not yours yet.
You've been richly rewarded.
I changed my mind. That is a woman's prerogative now, isn't it? I've decided to add handling charges. Don't bother trying to call you security staff. They've been neutralized. All of them. I'm in charge now.
You know who you're dealing with here. What are you trying to pull? Daniels.
Relax, Mr. Price. I'm with her.
I went over those hospital files, and it seems that Leonard Price was being treated for an incurable and imminently fatal heart ailment similar to Kim's.
Leonard Price, the billionaire? He's supposed to be a legendary nutcase, isn't he?
Well, the press is a little kinder. They just call him eccentric.
I think I heard he hasn't left his townhouse in over a decade.
He can certainly afford the kind of cash we're talking about.
And then some. This guy's got a bad heart in every sense of the word. You know the annual Christmas parade usually goes by his property? He actually paid the city to reroute it so he wouldn't have to deal with the riffraff.
Okay, now that we know who bought the heart, what'd you find out about the witch who ripped it off and her history with Michael Payton?
Her name's Sylvia Ehrengraf. Her and Payton crossed paths plenty. They were rivals on a lot of jobs. They worked together just once, though.
Yeah, she mentioned something about the diamond exchange.
That was the job. You drove getaway. You showed up early and stopped her before she killed the guard.
The guard identified her in a lineup.
She got 10 years for armed robbery, but walked out disguised as the warden after only 6. This dame is dangerously hot. A thief, a con artist, without an ounce of conscience in her soul.
So she has a soul.
Actually, her and Price are a match set, if you will.
You sure it was her?
According to this rap sheet, Ripoff's got a name all over it. Electronics, explosive disguises, it's all part of her M.O.
Guess I'll go see a billionaire.
I'm coming with you, Joe.
I think that's such a good idea.
Look, Mara and I have known Kim since she was a newborn. I can't just sit back here and watch. I'm going with you to get that heart.
After all the grief you've given me about letting my personal feelings take over, you expect me to just bring you along?
Damn right I do. It's my car.
Wait a minute, what about me?
You hold down the fort at the hospital.
I hate hospitals. They're full of sick people.
What are you gonna do? Call the police? Hello? 911? I just paid $14 million for a stolen artificial heart, and now the witch won't deliver the goods. Could you rush right over here and get this straightened out?
I want to be here to see that, Lenny.
Shut up, you little ferret. I'm not speaking to you. What do you want? More money?
I want lots more money. I mean, let's face it, Lenny. One pulled plug, one crossed wire, you're history.
You want me alive, Ehrengraf. How else are you gonna get what you want?
What I want is that combination to your private vault downstairs. I hear after that slump in the market a few years ago, you panicked and converted part of your holdings to gold.
You're crazy.
You're right. I'm crazy. But I think you're crazier. I mean, come on, old man. Sitting on $100 million in gold? I want the combination. And you can have the heart.
I hope your lungs are as black as your soul.
I should point out your condition is way past critical.
I gave you a career. You spineless, ungrateful.
That debt has been paid off for years, and I am tired of taking your crap. It is time to get what is mine.
You'll rot in hell, both of you.
Sylvia, we should get the nurses. If he dies, we'll never get the cash.
Stathis, untie the nurses.
With pleasure.
When Price comes out of surgery, I want you to tell that old buzzard that I want the combination to that vault downstairs, or I'll tear that heart out of his chest, barehanded.
much time. According to the information Frankie dug up in the city records, Price has a complete medical suite on the 4th floor with a full-time doctor and 2 nurses.
About security.
Half a dozen guards.
Okay, wish me luck. I'll keep in touch.
I hope you know what you're doing, Joe.